This is the man lion.
Yeah.
When you have something in the hand, he will kill you.
But anything?
If you don't have anything, he just look at you and he go.
Okay.
The lioness, you don't have anything in the hand or you have anything in the hand, he kill you. She kill you.
Okay, so she's dangerous.
Number one in killing
Okay.
is the lioness. Hand. The lion will kill you.
Okay.
This is the man.
فخرج على قومه في زينته قال الذين يريدون الحياة الدنيا يا ليت لنا مثل ما أوتي قارون إنه لذو حظ عظيم وقال الذين أوتوا العلم ويلكم ثواب الله خير لمن آمن وعمل صالحا وقال الذين أوتوا العلم ويلكم ثواب الله خير لمن آمن وعمل صالحا ولا يلقاها إلا الصابرون.
In 2013, anthropologist Guillermo Algaze uncovered a shocking truth about the ancient Sumerians. According to Algaze, one of the largest Sumerian cities, Uruk, had a population of between 40,000 and 80,000 residents. That's right, 80,000. But here's the kicker. This was around 2800 BC, making it the largest city in the world at that time. But that's not all. The Sumerians left behind a clay tablet known as the King List, which documents the names of their rulers and the lengths of their reigns. And guess what? It includes a female monarch named Kubaba, a woman tavern keeper who supposedly ruled Sumer. So why haven't we heard about this before? Why has this discovery been hidden from us? The truth is, there are those who want to control the narrative of history. And this—
No way. You found my channel. I'm not gonna ask.
How to find a person's location by their phone number. For example, if your brother is late coming home, you just need to enter his phone number and see his movements on a map. Or if someone has gone missing, simply enter their phone number to determine their location and see where they are right now. This app shows the location of any person as soon as you enter their phone number.
مريم أأنت قلت للناس اتخذوني وأمي إلهين من دون الله قال سبحانك ما يكون لي أن أقول ما ليس لي بحق إن كنت قلته فقد علمته تعلم ما في نفسي قال سبحانك ما يكون لي أن أقول ما ليس لي بحق إن كنت قلته فقد علمته تعلم ما في نفسي ولا أعلم ما في نفسك تعلم ما في نفسي ولا أعلم ما في نفسك إنك أنت علام الغيوب ما قلت لهم إلا ما أمرتني به أن اعبدوا الله ربي وربكم وكنت عليهم شهيدا ما دمت فيهم فلما توفيتني كنت أنت الرقيب عليهم وأنت على كل شيء شهيد إن تعذبهم فإنهم عبادك إن تعذبهم فإنهم عبادك وإن تغفر لهم فإنك أنت العزيز الحكيم إن تعذبهم فإنهم عبادك وإن تغفر لهم فإنك أنت العزيز الحكيم قال الله هذا يوم ينفع الصادقين صدقهم لهم جنات تجري من تحتها الأنهار لهم جنات تجري من تحتها الأنهار خالدين فيها أبدا رضي الله عنهم ورضوا عنه ذلك الفوز العظيم وإذ قال الله يا عيسى بن
Skip, my friends, skip. Go to someone who no need you, my friend.
My Allah protect you. Do you want to see your house or any other place through satellites outside the Earth? That means if there's a car, a tree, or an animal, you can see it. Just download and open this application and see wherever you want immediately. This application is free. Download it, try it, and give us your feedback.
Is there a growing divide within Iran's leadership over the terms of a deal with the US? A senior Iranian leader threatens to escalate the war, whilst others favor diplomacy and relief. And new questions are raised over conditions on a US aircraft carrier. Here are the latest developments from the past 24 hours. A senior advisor to Iran's supreme leader has become the latest Iranian official to issue a warning to the US. Mohammad Mokhber posted on X, the supreme leader's definitive strategy of escalating the war if Iran's conditions are not met will undoubtedly upend the global power dynamics. This follows an overhaul of Iran's military leadership with appointments of 6 hardliners in key positions. They include Ahmad Vahidi as the new commander-in-chief of the IRGC. Khamenei's statements on the appointments said they had been instructed to prepare for powerful offensive operations against the enemy. In a rare interview, a top advisor to the IRGC, Mohammad Reza Naqvi, said Iranian forces are preparing for a conflict that could last for years in order to establish long-term deterrence. President Masoud Pezeshkian, though, is among those who have spoken out in support of the deal with the US, seeing it as necessary to end the war, secure sanctions relief, stabilize Iran's economy, and give the country space to recover. For now, Iran's military says it's on alert for new attacks.
نیروهای مسلح پر افتخار ایران اسلامی تمام تحرکات دشمنان آمریکایی صهیونیستی را در منطقه زیر نظر دارند و تحت فرماندهی حکیمانه و هوشمندانه فرمانده معظم کل قوا حضرت آیت الله سید مجتبی خامنه‌ای.
The US military, for its part, says it's prepared to maintain a blockade on Iranian ports indefinitely. That's according to Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, who's denying reports that naval forces are stretched and that conditions on board are getting worse. A different aircraft carrier is now on its way to replace the USS Abraham Lincoln, which has been at sea for a record 260 days. Meanwhile, questions persist in the US about the war's objectives and how long it will last. Vice President J.D. Vance says securing oil is now the primary motivation.
I know that oil is down today, and it's way down from the highs in the early days of the conflict. That's goal number one. Keep oil and gas cheap for Americans all over our country. And then obviously goal number two is ensure that Iran never gets a nuclear weapon.
On the ground, attacks continue at a low intensity. The UAE is accusing Iran of attacking two more of its tankers in the Strait of Hormuz. Yemen's Houthi forces say they launched another attack on an Aramco refinery in Jizan in Saudi Arabia. That's as fighting intensifies between the Houthis and government forces in several cities. And in Iraq's semi-autonomous Kurdish region, drones targeted a US base near Erbil airport. US troops are set for a full withdrawal from
وابتغ فيما آتاك الله الدار الآخرة ولا تنس نصيبك من الدنيا وأحسن كما أحسن الله إليك ولا تبغ الفساد في الأرض إن الله لا يحب المفسدين قال إنما أوتيته على علم عندي أولم يعلم أن الله قد أهلك من قبله من القرون أولم يعلم أن الله قد أهلك من قبله من القرون من هو أشد منه قوة وأكثر جمعا ولا يسأل عن ذنوبهم المجرمون وابتغ فيما آتاك الله الدار الآخرة ولا تنس نصيبك من الدنيا وأحسن كما أحسن الله إليك ولا تبغ الفساد في الأرض إن الله لا يحب المفسدين قال إنما أوتيته على علم عندي أولم يعلم أن الله قد أهلك من قبله من القرون أولم يعلم أن الله قد أهلك من قبله من القرون من هو أشد منه قوة وأكثر جمعا ولا يسأل عن ذنوبهم المجرمون وابتغ فيما آتاك الله الدار الآخرة ولا تنس.
Let me show the biggest Samsung Galaxy mistake made by old Galaxy mistake made.
They don't have to get elected. It's even better. Even nicer. They stay for a long time. Think about J. Edgar Hoover. How long did that motherfucker stay in power for? He was running the FBI wearing a dress for 30 years.
Because of what you just discussed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's why I can speak with impunity about the Illuminati, because I know who you would have to be in order for what I'm saying to bother you, number one.
Right.
Number two, I know your big secret. I know that you're not the Illuminati, I am. So, you can't be illuminated. You're too dark. But the difficulty is getting people to believe something that they don't want to believe. And in each of these cases, this is where the money is. If you're just a capitalist, it is find something establish a value for it and make sure that that includes your profit and make sure people really want it.
Right.
It's very fundamental.
Also, if you're running corporations and you're
Yeah.
making billions of dollars,
Yeah.
you're going to get bored. What's the ultimate game? The ultimate game is to run the whole world. Do you know what the ultimate game is, Kat?
I do.
We have an overpopulation problem, Kat.
Yeah.
It's an overpopulation problem.
Right.
And we're gonna be able to mitigate that with vaccines. We're gonna be able to mitigate that with health care.
Right.
We're gonna figure that out. We're gonna get rid of a bunch of people.
We used
But
to be
it's
able to do it with neglect, and it was called nature's way.
Right.
You know,
Right.
like whatever was ailing you, it wasn't ailing everybody in the world. The Chinese didn't have it because they had 6,000 herbs 6,000 years ago and knew what each one did, and
people are very resistant to that, when they don't realize that almost all pharmaceutical drugs come from plants.
You can't be against the original.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. That's government propaganda working on you. That's like remember when they had Marinol, when they were making weed illegal, and the people were going through cancer, and their doctors had prescribed them weed for chemotherapy, so they gave them Marinol. Do you remember that shit? It's like a synthetic version of weed that's terrible.
But terrible is subjective,
right,
to nothing. So they have this oil-like cannabis that is for people having seizures.
Right.
And it's the only thing that will stop a seizure.
Yeah, it's incredible.
It is. But here's the thing. The fact that there is a God is the biggest conversation worldwide, but the truth of the matter is there is more reason for you to believe there is a God than there is for you to not. Like the way that things interact, like if we're just talking about marijuana or alcohol or whatever that is, you have to understand that this thing serves no.
If you're a native or fluent English-speaking Western expat living abroad and you're looking for a new
other purpose than to bring pleasure to this small group of beings.
Right.
And the fact that it already was set up to do that, the fact that it was already set up on this planet for there to be medicines for us to find and to utilize. And you see what I'm saying? It's like, it's not like, oh, yeah, so he made a cow. No, to make a cow, it means you had to also have made grass. And it means you would have had to have invented a whole new eating system for this animal, which was cud. And that means you would then have to have given him 3 stomachs to be able to, and you would have to have known that he was going to then emit a gas that was going to be necessary on the planet. Like, like none of these things.
Fertilizer,
are right. The
Seeds.
fact that everything goes together is how you know.
It's pretty wild. And every time we step in and with it, it goes haywire.
Right.
Every time human beings do it.
Predictably haywire.
Haywire.
Right.
Haywire.
Right, but that's part of the benefits of free will. Is you really can jump into a volcano, dude.
Yeah. Haywire.
You really can.
I mean, think about what we've done to wildlife. The craziest thing in this country, especially right here, is pigs. Bro, wild pigs are everywhere, and there's so many of them. I went to a friend of mine's farm, it's like a ranch, to hunt wild pigs, and you just hear them like Lord of the Rings characters in the bushes. And there's 150 of them near you, 250 of them, thousands on the ranch. They're all over the place, and they have 3 litters a year, and they start having litters when they're 6 months old. They just pump out piglets. Let's go.
You can tell they're not delicious.
They are delicious.
Oh, well, then here we go then. We don't really have a problem then,
right.
do we?
No, we have a we need to eat pigs problem.
No, we need to be sending this off somewhere to someone who does.
Well, definitely we should. That would be an easy way to solve a lot of hunger problems.
I'm saying we live in a country where we're complaining about food sources.
It's a good point.
These chickens are pecking us to death. They're everywhere. I can't eat and sleep. Yeah, but they're delicious, right?
Yeah. Have more chickens. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we do have an overabundance problem for sure. We really do. But the pig thing is a wild one. It's hard to get them. Like they're very smart and they spread out and there's so fucking many of them. They shoot them with helicopters. They fly over them.
Right.
I haven't been invited 3 times since I moved here to go shoot pigs out of a helicopter.
But that's part of the reason that you came to Texas.
The freedom, for sure.
Texas is a place of great adventure.
Yeah.
And people who believe in that.
Yeah.
Right? It's really God's country in the right places.
It is in the right places. I think you're going to have annoying people everywhere you go in this world. But in general, I think the people here overall are nicer, they're friendlier, and they're not captured. They're not captured by the ether of Hollywood. That they haven't been sucked into the vortex of ideological thinking and just that weirdness of that town. So when you escape that and just be around regular people, you're like, oh, people are all right. I've just been in an insane asylum. You're looking for a girlfriend. Like you have to be in a place where you're around good people, like normal people. That's better for you.
You're not trying to say that people that happen to live there are not nice people.
There's a lot of nice people there, for sure.
Here's the thing. Hopefully we can agree that the problem is with extremes.
Yes.
Extreme anything.
Yes.
Extreme left is as vicious and as far right.
Yep.
It's, the middleness of it all that makes America great. And
For
Texas
sure.
has been front and center of that forever.
I think a big part of it, though, is how much does your government control you? Even when things don't even make sense. Like in California, they made flavored vapes illegal. Can you imagine? Like, strawberry mist is our number one
That was
problem.
fine, but they let it also hurt black people in that it counted menthol as a flavor and hurt Newport.
So you can't sell menthol cigarettes in California.
Right, they have their own cigarettes. They have
wild.
non-menthol Newports. Yeah.
Did you catch that? What just came up in that Joe Rogan clip shadow? Government, the Illuminati, overpopulation. That's not just a random rant. That's a mindset a lot of people are carrying around right now. And honestly, I don't know how much of it is true and how much is pure conspiracy. But that's exactly why this topic is worth digging into. Let's break it down. First thing, they talked about a shadow government that holds the real power, more than elected officials do. This isn't a new idea. People have been debating this for decades. Some say it's just paranoia. Others argue that bureaucracies and intelligence agencies have so much influence that elected leaders are basically just the public face. So ask yourself, do you actually think voters decide policy, or is something else pulling the strings? The second part is more sensitive, connecting overpopulation to health policy. This is a touchy subject because it edges into health misinformation territory. The fact is, vaccines and public health policies aren't designed to control population, they're designed to improve public health, and that's backed by real science. But where does the distrust actually come from? It comes from people feeling like they're not being told the full truth, or that decisions are made without their consent. That distrust is real and valid, even when the specific claim itself isn't factually accurate. Then there's that wild pig tangent in Texas, mostly comic relief, but there's actually a point buried in there. They were essentially talking about freedom versus control, chaos versus order. Every time humans interfere with nature, the outcome is unpredictable. It's a small metaphor that ties the whole conversation together. So here's the real question, where do you land? Is this just healthy skepticism that everyone should have toward their government? Or is this conspiracy thinking that spreads fear without evidence? Both extremes carry risk. Too much trust is dangerous, but so is too much distrust. Drop a comment, which part of this clip made you stop and think the most? And if you're into these kinds of breakdown videos where we dissect controversial clips without picking a side hit, subscribe now, because the next one's even wilder.
Hi, if you're an American living abroad, you can still vote. The Center for U.S. Voters Abroad Turnout Project can help you register and request your absentee ballot with one easy-to-use online form. 2026 is a midterm election year in the United States. Don't miss the chance to have your vote counted. Get your ballot right now to make sure it arrives in time.
Imagine enormous containers, towering over famous buildings and capable of holding over 20,000 containers all at once. But wait, that's not even the largest. We have 3 more gigantic container ships that will leave you in awe, making it hard to believe humans built them. Operated by Evergreen Marine from Taiwan and registered at the Port of Panama, the Ever Alot is a part of the Evergreen A-class container ships. In theory, these ships are supported to be capable of carrying 23,992 containers. But even that couldn't beat the top contender for that spot, which we'll talk about later. Based on gross tonnage, they're the 3rd largest container vessel ever to be constructed by man, and Evergreen Marine ordered 13 of these ships to be built. 6 of them are supposed to be completed by CSSC, while another 7 are in the hands of Samsung Heavy Industries from South Korea. So far, there are 11 ships in service and 2 more are being built. With one of these ships in the class, the Ever Ace, Evergreen Marine set the world record for the most containers carried from Yantian to Europe. The ship was loaded with 21,710 metal boxes, and they made the journey across the world. According to Taiwan News, Samsung Heavy Industries made a deal with the Taiwanese shipping company to build the Ever Ace for the modest price of $150 million. Back in 2019, the CSSC subsidiary built the Ever Alot for slightly less, putting a price tag of $145 million. Just like the previous ship, this one measures 1,312 feet in length, but is 202 feet wide. The draught of the ship is 56 feet, which allows the Ever Alot to carry between 23,992 and 24,002 containers. The weight of those containers cannot exceed 240,000 tons, which is the same as moving 24 Eiffel Towers at the same time. At the bow, the ship has a pair of bow thrusters. These are in place to improve the maneuverability of the Ever Alot at low speeds. The accommodation bridge is located in the middle of the ship, and there are 2 lifeboats on each side. The accommodation deck is where the crew members will live during deployment. There is a total of 9 decks, and each of them has a different role. The top is called Monkey Island, which is the observation point. Below that, we have the navigation bridge, which houses the steering system, communication equipment, and engine controls. Basically, this is where humans get to control one of the largest structures ever made. Below this is the H deck. It contains the electrical equipment. Decks F, E, and D are designed for accommodation. This is where the crew sleeps. The C deck is for recreational rooms, like a gym, locker room, and theater. Near the bottom is the B deck. This is where chefs prepare the food in the galley. They also have a room for food storage and a dining room. The A deck could be called the emergency deck. It's where the fire control station, hospital, and drying room are located. At the very bottom is the U deck, which is where the crew members will store their luggage. The Ever Alot uses something called hydrodynamic optimization technology. This is what helps the ship achieve a high speed without increasing fuel consumption. Speaking of fuel optimization, the Ever Alot is powered by the Win GD11X92B main engine, which produces 58,600 kilowatts of energy, or 79,500 horsepower. This allows the ship to travel at a speed of around 22.5 knots. Some say the engine is so large that it is bigger than most houses. Just the pistons alone measure 3.1 feet in diameter. To give you some perspective of how big that is, the Guinness World Record for the largest engine has pistons with a diameter of 3.15 feet, or the size of an acoustic.
At 38, I was a size 6. At 44, I'm a size 14. Same diet, same lifestyle, same woman. My doctor shrugged and...
of an acoustic guitar. When constructing the largest container ship by gross tonnage, it measures 336,587 gross tons, and it is operated by French CMA CGM. When the ship was built in 2020, it was the largest container vessel powered by liquefied natural gas, or LNG. Speaking of which, the entire construction was centered around the 660,000 cubic foot fuel tank, which stored the LNG at a temperature of negative 258 degrees Fahrenheit, negative 161 degrees Celsius. With a fuel tank this size, the tanker is allowed to go from Asia to Northern Europe without ever stopping. That's a 23,400-mile trip. The most important part of building an LNG-powered ship is the isolation of the fuel tank. Because the fuel of the ship needs to be kept to unnaturally low temperatures to remain liquid, 2 additional layers of isolation are placed around it. Also, the CMD Win GD 12X92DF engine was specially built for the LNG-powered vessel. The company called it the most powerful LNG engine ever built for a container vessel. Just like the ship, the engine was so massive it could only be assembled in parts. After putting the crankshaft in place, they needed to test if it would run smoothly. Only after engineers were assured of the engine's efficiency did they place the cover on top. When it was finally assembled, the engine produced 63,840 kilowatts of energy, which is the same as 60 wind turbines or 10 Airbus A380 jet engines. The main reason CMA CGM decided to go with LNG fuel is because it produces 20% fewer CO2 emissions, 99% fewer sulfur oxides, 92% less nitrogen oxide, and 91% less fine particulate matter. Because LNG is considered the least polluting type of fossil fuel, these vessels are going to be one step closer to zero emissions. Back to the construction process, the container ship had to be assembled in parts because it was so large. These parts were later professionally welded together to prevent any leakage. The LNG was also the first section to be placed in the middle of the dry dock, and the rest of the parts followed after. The giant slabs of steel which made the ship's hull were assembled using giant cranes to lift them in place. To give the ship its iconic blue-green livery, special painting cranes were used. Workers then painted the letters by hand onto the ship. By the time they started until the ship's hull was assembled, CSCC, or China State Shipbuilding Corporation, needed about 14 months. Since the ship entered service in September 23, 2020, it means construction began sometime in 2018. Taking into account all the strenuous and lengthy sea trials the Jacques Chardin had to go through. We've been talking about the ship's enormous size, but we never told you the actual numbers. The Jacques Chardin measures 1,312 feet in length and has a beam of 201 feet. This makes it longer than 4 football fields and about 300 feet longer than the USS Nimitz-class aircraft carriers. With its remarkable size, the Jacques Chardin can carry 23,112 containers worldwide. The price for 9 sister ships that CMA CGM paid CSSC was $1.2 billion back in 2017. Doing some basic math, that works out to be $133 million per ship. They are the largest container ship by TEU, or 20-foot equivalent unit, is the Hudong-type container ship, operated by the Mediterranean Shipping Company. She's so breathtakingly massive that exactly 24,346 containers can be loaded and transported.
Hi there. Would you like to receive a gift? I'm a missionary for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, and this is the Book of Mormon. Specifically talks about Jesus Christ. We are on the world's biggest cruise ship.
We've got the entire ship for ourselves. Let's go!
This ship weighs 248,663 gross tons to be exact. That's 5 times the size of the Titanic. And it's also longer than the Eiffel Tower at 1,196 feet. That's 364 meters. It has a maximum capacity of 7,960 passengers, which is more people than the average US town. It cost $2 billion, and it took over 29 months to build. We have the whole ship to ourselves. We're going to see the world's biggest water park on a ship, the world's largest glass and steel structure ever lifted onto a ship, the most expensive rooms you can get on the world's biggest ship, and even exclusive access to the bridge where the captain drives the ship.
The first record breaker is the Aquadome, which is, you guessed it, the massive dome at the front end of the ship. This is one of the most incredible features of the ship. This right here is called the Aquadome.
At 164 feet wide and 82 feet tall, it's the largest mainly glass structure ever lifted onto a ship. The whole operation took more than 80 hours to complete. There are 12 individual modules that took 8 months just to assemble. And get this, it weighs the equivalent of 197 Lamborghinis.
This is almost entirely made out of glass. Just look at this expanse. How wild is this? It's incredible, isn't it?
Now, if you think that's impressive, next up is a literal park on a ship.
So this is called Central Park. It's basically like being outdoors, but you're still indoors because this is still on the ship, right? But you got some fancy restaurants on the sides. So this Central Park has over 30,000 plants, and we have the entire ship to ourselves. No one's ever been on here before, but when it is full, it's gonna have 5,610 guests plus staff. What I also like is that they added little bird sound effects everywhere. So it sounds like you're in the tropics, you know, like you're actually outside and there's wild birds running around, even though you're literally in the middle of the ocean. But I think it's good. Extra immersive experience.
The dome isn't the only record-breaking sphere on this ship. The Pearl that you see as soon as you walk in weighs 175 metric tons. That's the same as a Boeing 747. And from the bottom to the top of the Pearl is actually higher than the Hollywood sign.
It has 3,600 individual tiles plus 10,000 motors. That's 3 motors per tile. It's the world's largest kinetic art sculpture.
This ship has 2,805 rooms, to be exact, some more expensive than others. We're about to look at the 2 most expensive rooms you can get on the world's biggest cruise ship. First up is the Royal Loft Suite, and this will set you back an incredible $11,000 a night. What do you reckon? You think it's worth it?
All right, you ready? This is the Royal Loft Suite. All right, first thing I want to show you guys is the view, because right now we're in the Bahamas. Look at this. King of the world. This balcony is enormous. Look at that. I know I'm wearing a pink hoodie in the Bahamas, but that's for a reason. I'm matching with the pigs on that island right there. Because you guys ever seen the swimming pigs? That's actually on the Bahamas. That's actually right there. So I had no idea until last second. So I put this on. Maybe we'll go swimming with them later. All right, let's go this way because this balcony is huge. What you don't see in this area is that you have a freaking jacuzzi. This is like the ultimate VIP booth, you know? You see everyone over there hanging out, but you got your own jacuzzi. But the coolest thing you guys might have not noticed is that this is a duplex. Which is crazy. I mean, you forget that you're on a ship, right? Like, this looks like a luxurious duplex apartment. But it's floating in the ocean. Wow, yeah, this is pretty nuts. So this is your little terrace area. Gigantic closet and makeup room. I think Alex would love this. Me, I probably wouldn't use it that much, but it's nice to have. This is your master bathroom, and you get a little bathtub. So this duplex actually holds up to 6 people, but believe it or not, there's an even bigger suite on the ship. It's called the Ultimate Family Townhouse.
Located on the rear of the ship, you'll find the most expensive suite on the world's biggest cruise ship.
All right, are you guys ready to see the most expensive suite in the entire cruise ship? We got some hopscotch. Bop, bop, bop. And there it is, Ultimate Family Townhouse. $12,100 a night. That's where it starts. Take a look. So first off, you got the view to Surfside, and this is the main chilling area. And I'm gonna go down this. You better believe I'm going down this. So obviously the first thing you're gonna notice is that all of this has a bit of a different kind of feel to, you know, the previous one that we were in. The other one was more kind of luxurious. This is more for families, right? So here you got an interactive table. So this is all touchscreen, and you can just play different games, jigsaw puzzles, chess, dominoes, all that stuff. This is huge. I mean, this is a big screen. It goes end to end. You can have multiple games going. I think I've never seen this before. So what's crazy is that the starting price is $85,000 per week, But some people have already paid $137,000 for the week. That's actually over $19,000 a day to book this place. You know, you got to really love your kids if you're taking them here. This is the slide, and I'm going to go down here 100% in just a second. They told me that I can stand on this. This is supposed to be a mat. I'm kind of nervous because we're the first people to ever kind of do this. So if I fall, I mean, oh man, that would suck. I'm not taking any chances. I think it's safe. Oh my, that would be such a big drop. Can you imagine I'd land right on the slide? I'm not taking any chances. But yeah, I mean, it's pretty sturdy in general. But look, you know, I'll let other people experiment first. All right, see you guys downstairs. Whoa!
Wait, don't drag out 3 different yard tools just to clean up one lawn. This 21-volt cordless trimmer cuts grass.
You guys downstairs. Whoa!
All right, now we're going to go into the belly of this beast. This thing has a whole deck dedicated to 6 engines. I'm going to go talk to the chief engineer and ask him the most important question there is about engines. You know, what is the horsepower and how many supercars can I compare it to? Ta-da! We are in the engine control room with Stig. He's the big man in the engine control room. How are you?
Good.
So you've been uncovered. You are from Top Gear, the Stig. I bet you've never heard that before.
I've heard that quite a few times, I'm afraid.
Tell me, this is your room. You work in this room.
Yeah, the majority of the time. So in the engine control room, we are basically running the ship from here.
How on earth do you run a ship this big? We're actually moving right now. You can see here on the cameras there, guys, we are in motion. And you can hardly feel anything. It's incredible. I want to know this, right? Because I'm kind of a car girl. What is the combined output of all the engines? Can you translate that into horsepower for me, or kilowatts, or what do we have?
Yeah, so there is, if you run the entire power plant is designed to produce about 89,000 kilowatts. So that's about 120,000 horsepower.
120,000 horsepower. Do you know what that is? Yeah. That's 120 LaFerraris. Okay, you need to put earplugs on a lot, right? Let's see the actual way to roll the earplugs properly.
You roll them a little bit between your fingers.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And then you.
Is that it? I always go for the point.
Yeah.
You know, the little pointy thing. Is that
that's almost like
it's too pointy. Let's go. High noise level. Look.
Here we go down one more level.
One more level. Wow. Okay. We need to go down even further. All right. This is the engine room with 6 liquefied natural gas engines. Every single kilowatt consumed is heavily monitored to improve energy efficiency, and the whole ship can literally be plugged in to electric grids when at a port to reduce emissions. 93% of fresh water is produced on board, and they use predictive AI to optimize routes for maximum efficiency. While I've been unmasking the Stig in the engine room, Sergi's been getting ready to fight his fear of heights to literally walk off the edge of the world's biggest cruise ship. Rather you than me, Serge.
Hi, adventurer, are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, so let's do this.
All right. It's a big drop. Not sure about this.
So just a friendly reminder again, once you step on that right there, there's no going back, okay?
Okay.
All right, enjoy it, Sergi.
All right, bye-bye. Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye.
Obviously, if you're on the world's biggest cruise ship, you got to experience the height. So this is the Crown's Edge. It's a 154-foot drop. All right. I don't know about this. I'm taking careful steps. Oh, okay. A lot higher than I realized. Oh. Oh no. Oh my god. Oh my god. I think I just realized I'm afraid of heights. Oh my god. Wow. Oh my god. Oh my lord. Alex tricked me into doing this. Oh my god. It's gonna just drop out below me. Wait. I gotta think about this. Oh my god, I'm so high up. I don't. Oh my. Wait. 1 second. Ah! Oh my god. All right, safety. Oh, I'm back in the safe. Okay, now I'm okay. Oh. Woo! That's a lot scarier. I just realized I'm afraid of heights.
You have escaped through lighting. Good job.
Okay.
Do you need to go again? Or
No, I think we got everything. Oh my god. That's a lot more intense than it looks, I promise. Whatever you think it looks like from down here, the second that you go out and take a look into the water, I was sweating. Look at that drop. Oh no.
The 154-foot drop off the Crown's Edge is right next to the biggest water park on a ship ever. Next door is the Chill Island, and it breaks a world record for the largest pool on a ship at 5,813 square feet. There's even a surf experience in Thrill Island, because you can't be at sea and not surf, right? A full-size sports court and crazy golf, and an adults-only infinity pool in the Hideaway. And that is personally my favorite spot. You're probably wondering, how on earth do you drive the world's biggest ship? Well, we're going to the bridge to meet the captain of this ship.
Ogni anno sogno l'estate, almeno finché il caldo non inizia a colpire e i miei capelli ad impazzire. Per questo ora viaggio solo con Head & Shoulders Mental Fresh. Una sensazione di freschezza immediata a meno 5 gradi.
E il prurito?
Sparito. Stay fresh con il nuovo Mental Fresh.
Perché pagare di più per la stessa identica esperienza? Spendi e ottieni la tecnologia.
Is he difficult to work with?
No,
Come on,
of course
you can
not.
tell the truth. Come on.
No, he's the best captain we ever worked with.
The best captain ever. You heard it right here.
No, it's a pleasure to work with this guy.
All right.
Buttons, but let's
Wow.
take it here. So
Okay.
again, you take control. Now
Right.
I have the propulsion and steering here. So we need to look ahead. We put on sometimes a man at the wheel. We still have a wheel.
Okay, be honest. Do you wish it was a little bit bigger?
No, I think it does the job.
You don't want one of those big old school ones where you just
No, we don't need it. It's just too much. We keep bumping into it.
But it's tiny. It's very
It does
strange.
the job, and it's really efficient.
Okay. Yeah, I just asked can you show us exactly what you need to start the ship? He said,
Right. So first, I really need to call my dear friend, the chief engineer.
he just picks up the phone.
Yes, and ask him to start the engines.
Okay.
And then he gives the controls. So now I have control on the bridge.
Yeah.
And then I need to start the steering. We start the bow thrusters, so they are ready.
Yeah. And then
And then we test everything.
what happens? Where's the thruster?
Take control over there,
Okay.
and then we drop all the 22 mooring lines.
Yeah. Yeah.
And once all the mooring lines are in, we're free. We thrust away.
And how quickly can it stop?
Very quickly. Just over 6 minutes, just over a mile, and that is extremely fast considering the size of this ship.
What do you need to do? Like, are there certain like emergency buttons or what's this one? Braking assistance.
Yes.
Braking assistance.
Yeah.
That's the only you just.
It's incredible.
There you go,
So,
Captain Henry.
Just like that.
It's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much. Wow. And that was the world's biggest ship with so many records broken and so many steps taken. What do you guys?